Hey, morning everyone. It's July 22nd right now, and I wanted to give you guys a quick update on my experiment with these self kind of self-watering pots that I did with some sugarloaf on turpentine rootstocks. So I'm not sure when was the last time I updated you guys, but I'm sure the last thing I seen, you might have seen some flowers and fruitlets on here. Unfortunately, all the fruitlets I was trying to get to hold, they all fell off. I kind of cracked into those and to see what was in there. They were all kind of like empty embryos, so there was no embryo development. So unfortunately, it dropped off. I think that's a major contributor to lots of the fruitlets dropping. When there's no embryo, they don't really develop into full-size fruit also. And some varieties hold on to it much better. Some varieties just kind of crack and split quite a bit, and some varieties just kind of just drop them all off. So unfortunately, no sugarloaf fruits on this. I do have sugarloaf graft on another tree, so hopefully I get to taste sugarloaf from my own tree. But in terms of this experiment, I think it's going really well. But there are some varieties that recover much faster from blooming and fruiting, and some that just doesn't. And sugarloaf seems to be a variety that doesn't seem to recover that fast from a bloom or fruiting. I'm kind of pretty much in late July already, and I still haven't got a vegetative flush on it, but the buds are swelling. The buds are finally swelling, so I think it's going to push. But I would definitely put sugarloaf in the category of varieties that doesn't recover that well from blooming. And I've been kind of keeping track of that. There's some varieties I noticed that blooms, fruits, and then push vegetation right away. And there's some varieties that just takes forever to recover from it after they bloom, whether they're holding fruit, whether or not they just take forever to recover. The good thing is, as most of these trees ages, they do a better job of recovering from that as it gets much larger. But when they're still kind of smaller, younger trees, you could really see that those qualities kind of express themselves. So in terms of this experiment, it's a pretty good success. So this has been in this what I've been calling a self-watering pot since November. So made it all the way through winter, through our rains, through our cold weather, and now we're like, pretty much in the middle of summer, so it's done really well. As you can see, this droopiness on the leaves is usually from blooming. They usually perk back up once they push new leaves. But here's the setup. I have a half wine barrel right here. I've used all kind of inert material, which was a mixture of peat moss and perlite. There's a little bit of pumice, but not too much, but it's mostly peat and perlite. I have the barrel here. The draining hole on this is not on the bottom, it's right here. So it's always sitting in, a couple inches of water. And for my own experiment with mangoes, my own experience has shown that they like a lot of water. They really like a lot of water, especially here in California, where we just don't get any rain at all in summer. So they really like it, as long as the soil medium is the proper one. And you can check my other videos on that. I do not use any kind of wood or compost underneath the ground or in the bottom, underneath, or mixed into the soil. If there's any kind of compost, any kind of mulch, it kind of just remains on top. Like this right here, I had some, they kind of all broke down already. I'll probably be adding another inch of mulch on top, so that way it doesn't kind of go septic and start rotting and just kind of destroy the roots, because it's getting a bit of air on the top of it and it's not being buried underneath with the soil. So my experiment so far with it is, as you can see, this is pretty much sitting in water all the time. Water all the time, just to make sure it is constantly has water. Don't stop until the water drains out from this hose. So it's a pretty successful experiment. So that's why I hate hearing when I hear people say like, oh, don't water your mango tree. We're in California, guys, and it's dry, and it's very dry. Even in winter, it's usually very dry in winter too. Occasionally you get those kind of couple weeks of really wet rain, but it's still really dry. And people, and when you don't water your plants, it's just, especially when it's blooming, the mango's blooming, they're stressed out, you don't water, it's just a sign for disaster. But you gotta make sure you have the right soil too, because if you're growing this in just a bunch of wood material and that thing's gonna just go septic and go bad on you and just kind of rot your roots, you can't be watering it either. So there's that. Both, you need both of that sides of, you know, having proper soil and watering. Can't be watering like compost and wood material, which just rots. But overall, this is successful. I am gonna be my intention is to put some more trees in the same kind of setup and experiment and see how it does. You know, we'll see how it goes. So far it's been like kind of November, 7, 8, like about 8-9 months, so pretty successful on this. The next thing is to try to get some fruits on this, hopefully next year or something when it blooms next time. Alright guys, well that's the update on this experiment. It's quite successful, going really well. Thanks everyone.